morning students, welcome back to SST class of 6th. Children, in our previous video, I had started a new chapter of Civics, that is chapter number 6, the Rural Administration, and it is our subject enrichment chapter. Okay, so in our previous class we have studied what is rural administration, what is the structure and function of rural administration and the role of police. Now in today's class we will be studying about the maintenance of land records and revenue, etc. Okay, so children, please open page number 237. Maintenance of land records. Keeping land records and collection of revenue is one of the most important jobs of the district administration office. So the most important job of the district administration office is to keep the land records and the collection of revenue, that is tax. These land records provide useful information such as rightful owner's name, amount of cultivable and non-cultivable land, what kind of crops are sown, etc. So these records tell about that which property belongs to whom, whether it is cultivable or non-cultivable, or what kind of crops are sown, which help in resolving land dispute matters. These legal documents also help the farmers in obtaining loan, purchasing new land and also in the division of the property. And with the help of these records, one can ask for the loan from the bank. Then second, if they want to divide the property, it can be done easily and also help in the purchasing new land. The revenue officer who assists the district magistrate in the collection of revenue is called Tehsildar. So the person in charge who collects the revenue at the district level is called as Tehsildar. The Tehsildar's office not only deals with land records and land disputes but also issues certificate like caste certificate, etc. So the work of Tehsildar is to keep the land records and to keep the records of land dispute. Apart from that, it can issue the caste certificate, जिसे जाति प्रमाण पत्र कहते हैं, right? At the village level, कानूनगो, लेखपाल और पटवारी deals with this task. So at the district level, who looks after? It is Tehsildar, but at the village level, we can say it's Patwari, Lekpal or Kanungo looks after all these land records and the written records of the land. The Tehsildar supervises the work of Patwari and also ensures proper maintenance of revenue and land records. So what is the main function of Tehsildar? To look after the land records at the district level, and it also supervises the Patwari at the village level. Now, the Patwari is also known as Lekpal or Kanungo, which is responsible for maintaining and updating land records of the villages. So Patwari is responsible for maintaining and updating the land records of the village under his control. Okay, so now we will see what are the functions of Patwari. Okay, so Tehsildar looks after the land records at the district level, while Lekpal, Patwari or Kanungo looks after the land records at the village level. Now what are the functions of Patwari? First one, maintaining khasra, a register of harvest inspection. Okay, khasra, you can say it is register of harvest inspection ki kaun si zameen kaisi hai. Then second, updating records of land ownership. Means to update the record of land ownership means, suppose I have bought a land, then I can sell to other persons, so that record should be updated by the Patwari. Then organizing collection of land revenue from farmers. Whatever revenue is being collected from the farmers, that have to be kept record by the Patwari. Then the fourth one is updating the government about crops grown in that area, and tell the government that what type of crops are grown in that particular area or the village. Then updating the administration about any calamity or disaster that may happen in the area, and in case suppose any calamity or disaster like earthquake, drought, flood, etc. occurs, it should be maintained by the Patwari and should be conveyed to the government, right? Then Again, going back to Karnapal and Sukhpal's story, as suggested by the station officer to obtain a copy of land record, Sukhpal along with the village headmaster approaches the Patwari with his problem. The Patwari initially refuses to oblige on the pretext that it will be difficult to obtain such old records and it's a long process. But eventually, he feels pity for Sukhpal's condition and agrees to provide the requisite information. He asks them to come after 2 days. Finally, after getting hold of his land record, Sukhpal approaches the police. They, along with the panchayat, use this piece of evidence to get Sukhpal justice and also punish Karnapal for beating him and encroaching on Sukhpal's land. So, from this story, we can conclude that land record is very important. If we have the record of our land, we can approach to the police or to the particular administration if anybody is creating dispute with us. Okay. Now children, civic amenities and development. Civic amenities means ज़रूरती की चीजें. Civic necessities. So the district administration is also responsible for looking after the basic necessities of the people living in the particular district. The district administration is also responsible to the overall development of the region. So the main function of the district administration is to look overall development of the district. It provides basic facilities like water, electricity, healthcare, primary and adult education, construction and maintenance of roads, sewerage system. So basic amenities में हमारा क्या आ जाएगा? Water, electricity, maintenance of roads, parks, healthcare, adult education, etc. The district civil surgeon looks after the health services, and if we will look at the district level, the district health surgeon looks after the health of the health services at the district level. He or she oversees the functioning of the hospital and dispensaries. और जितने भी hospital या dispensaries particular district में है, उनको वो supervise करते हैं. The inspector of schools is responsible for setting up, maintaining primary schools, night schools for adults and for libraries. और जो education inspector होते हैं, they look after the primary school, adult education, then libraries, etc. Means related to the education. Okay. Then the district planning officer and the executive engineer are responsible for the construction and maintenance of government buildings, roads, water tanks, parks and sewerage system. ठीक है. तो जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लानिंग ऑफिसर होते हैं और एग्जीक्यूटिव इंजीनियर होते हैं, इनका काम है जो भी गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग है लाइक बैंक, हॉस्पिटल और temples like that, and maintenance of road, park, etc. So they all look after that. In times of fire, famines, droughts and earthquakes, it provides relief to the people. A very important function of the district administration is supervising the work at Panchayati Raj institution, and the main and the most important work of the district administration to supervise the work of the Panchayati Raj institution, that is at the village level. We know the Panchayat works at the village level. It acts as a link between the state and the local bodies. So the district administration acts as a link between the state government and the local bodies, that is Panchayat, right? It allocates funds, conduct elections and also has the power to dissolve non-performing local bodies. तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के पास राइट होता है कि वो फंड्स एलोकेट करते हैं, फंड्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं, इलेक्शन कंडक्ट करवाते हैं, साथ ही साथ द पर्सन और द representative who is not doing his work properly can be removed from his post. Now, inheritance law. What do you mean by inheritance law? Means जो पैतृक संपत्ति होती है, we get inherited from our parents, है ना? So there is some law regarding inheritance. Sneha is a widow who has a daughter Riva and two sons Krishna and Sonu. So here Sneha is a widow and she have a daughter and two sons Krishna and Sonu. Okay, Riva is the eldest and has studied till class 10th. The elder son attends evening college and helps his Sneha in farming, and the younger one studies in school. So his younger son helps in work, and the younger one studies in school. Since Reva is the eldest child and educated too, she assists her mother in farming activities like maintaining accounts, keeping a track of the stock of the seeds, pesticides, etc. Sneha feels that since her daughter helps her so much, she too deserves a share in the land. So here Sneha feels that her daughter should also get a share in the land. Usually son get the share in the land, but here she thinks that her daughter is helping her in all the ways, so she should also get a share in the land. So she goes to the Patwari and tells him to include Reva's name in the property with her son. So here at the village level, who works? Patwari works. So she goes to the Patwari and tells her to include her name in the land. This way Sneha secures Reva future. Reva too is assured that in the future she will not be dependent on her brothers, and in case of any unforeseen event she can always depend on their share on the land. Okay. Now Sneha could assure the same right to her daughter as her sons without raising any eyebrows, only because of the change in the succession laws. So in the same way Sneha can add Reva in her property. The Hindu Succession Amendment Act, which was passed in 2005, removes any form of gender discrimination. According to Hindu Succession Act, there is no discrimination between boy and girl, and assures equal rights in agricultural land to wife and daughters along with the son. And whatever agricultural property is there, there is equal right for boys as well as for the girls. As you can see, it is equal for the son and daughter both. This law is uniformly applicable to all over India, and this law is applicable in all over India. Prior to the execution of this law, women did not get a share in the agricultural land, and they were only seen as workers in the field. Before that, the women did not get a share in the land. But after this Hindu Succession Act, which was passed in 2005, the women used to get now share in the agricultural land. Okay. Now, judicial administration. Now, we will see how the judicial administration works at the district level. At the village level, we have the Nyay Panchayat. We know at the village level, Nyay Panchayat hota hai. Similarly, at the district level, we have courts to resolve various kinds of dispute. और अगर हम देखें तो district level पे बहुत सारे क्या होते हैं? Courts होते हैं जो कि dispute को solve करते हैं. Dealing with the cases of robbery, murder, physical attack, etc. चाहे कोई भी केस हो, robbery, crime, physical attack, murder, etc. At the district level, the district judge and the additional district judge are at the highest level dealing with the civil cases. और district level पे जो cases आते हैं उनको civil cases कहते हैं, और उनको कौन देखता है? Yes, the district judge and the additional district judge. Session judge and additional session judges deal with the criminal cases and can award death sentence. Okay, civil cases में क्या होते हैं? कोई robbery हो गई, कोई dispute हो गया, like that. Okay, is solved. But criminal cases are solved at the session court, and the session judge and additional session judge deal with the criminal cases and can even give a death sentence. ठीक? Session judge of the lower courts are headed by the officials such as assistant session judge, chief judicial magistrate, court of the magistrate of the first and second class, and executive magistrate. The courts also charges fines, but the amounts depends on the nature of the crime as well as the power of the judge. So in case if the crime is not very severe, the court can charge some fine on the people depending upon the type of case. If a person is dissatisfied by a decision passed by the lower court, he or she can approach the high court. और अगर कोई person satisfied नहीं है at the district level, he or she can apply for the high court to solve the case, right? So children, this was about the chapter. In this chapter, we have studied what is rural administration and what are the functions of the rural administration and the various government officials who work under the rural administration. So I hope that everybody have understood it very well. Okay. So children, today's homework is question number 1. Who heads the district administration? Question number 2. Explain the functions of Patwari. Okay. Then question number 3 is who is a Tehsildar? Question number 4 is what is Hindu Succession Act 2005? And the last question is explain judicial administration at the district level. So children, these 5 question answers you have to note down in your homework copy in a neat and clean handwriting, and please go through the chapter, underline the important terms and learn all the key terms of the chapter given at the starting of the chapter. In our next class, we will be discussing about the exercises and question answers of the chapter. Okay children, so that's all for today. Take care of yourself. Thank you.